So inshallah we're just going to start. So we have been working on the Surah Al-Baqarah. So we completed last time ayah number 56, and today we'll inshallah study number 57. The ayat is still about the Bani Israel. And this is the time when Bani Israel had migrated from Egypt into the area of Palestine, and they were still in the desert. And typically in the desert area there are no shades or no trees or nothing to eat. So they had to stay there for a longer time. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did many favors to them. Musa alayhi salam was present among them. So this is one of the favors Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding Bani Israel, children of Israel, that what He favored them with. So first we will do a simple translation, and then we will try to understand the breakdown of the words of the Quran. Okay. So the ayat starts, Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim, وَظَلَّلْنَا عَلَيْكُمُ الْغَمَامَ. Zallalna means to provide a shade, a cover. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing here to Bani Israel directly, saying, we covered you, or we provided a shade over you. Alaykum means over you. So it was sun, it was hot, there was nothing. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provided a shade over them. Shade of what? Al-Ghamama. Al-Ghamama means the cloud. So a cloud, a weather system stayed over their heads and continued providing the shade over them so they don't get intense heat of the sun. So this is a favor Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying. And then further, وَأَنزَلْنَا, and we sent down. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying to them, we sent down alaykum, upon you, or to you. Two things here, and both of them are food items. First one is al-manna, and the other one is as-salwa. Okay. So al-manna, and we will look into when we do the breakdown, was a semi-liquid food that came down with the dew in the early part of the day, early morning when the dew comes down. A sweet, soft food came down with that, and when it was spread on the ground, filled the ground. Okay? So before sunrise or by sunrise, Bani Israel just picked that up for eating. That's manna or manna. The other food was as-salwa. This is a kind of a bird. This is one of the birds, and they would come in a large quantity and just stay there, and Bani Israel will catch them and will eat them. So these are the two kinds of foods that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provided to Bani Israel. Manna and as-salwa in English is quail, and it is a bird like a batir, those batiter or batir, those kind of birds there. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Kulu, eat. It's an instruction, it's a command to Bani Israel from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Kulu, eat. Min tayyibati, from the pure things. Tayyib means something which is pure. Tayyibat is the plural. Eat of the pure things. Ma razaqnakum, that we have provided you as a rizq, that we have given you as rizq. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, because Bani Israel continued disobeying the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, later on they were punished. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, by their disobedience, وَمَا ظَلَمُونَا, they did not do any wrong to us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that Bani Israel, by disobeying us, disobeying Allah, did not do any wrong to us. Wrong to means wrong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَلَكِنْ, but Kanu anfusahum yazlimun. They used to do wrong to their own selves. So if they were disobeying Allah, they were not harming Allah, they were not doing anything wrong to Allah, but in fact they were doing wrong to themselves. Okay, so these are the simple meanings of the words of the Surah Al-Baqarah, ayat number 57. Okay. So now let's look at the breakdown of the ayat here. So the ayat starts with وَظَلَّلْنَا. Okay. So the first letter, Waw, with the fataha means and. Okay. And the second word, which is Zallalna. Okay. This word starts with these three letters, Zor, Lam, and Lam. Okay. These are the root letters for the next word, Zor, Lam, and Lam. And these are three letters, so they belong to the group of the word, which is Fa'ala. Three letters, whenever there are three letters, they belong to a group of the words which is defined as Fa'ala, because Fa'ala has three letters. Okay? The English meaning of these three letters will be to remain, but this is not what the meaning we are going to use here. Remain. Now from the first three letter group we can make bigger complex words. So the next Bab, it is called Bab Fa'ala, and all we do is just put a shadda on the middle letter. If you take the middle letter and put a shadda on that, it becomes a bigger word, 4 letters. Okay? So if we do the same thing here, this will become Za, Lam with a shadda, and Lam. Okay? Just put a middle on the middle letter, shadda. This word Zulla means to cover something, to provide a shade. Okay? So the meaning of this is to provide shade. Now, always the characteristic is that someone else is doing for you this thing. To provide means someone else is doing to you. So someone is providing a shade, a cover. Okay? So this is the meaning of Za and Lam with a shadda and another Lam. Okay? So these are the root words, okay, or letters. Now if you remember one part of the grammar, that if we have 3 letters, Fa'ala, which means to do, and if you put a na at the end, Fa'al na, this means we did. Okay. So with the 3 basic root letters, if we put the 2 letters na, it becomes the grammar of we means plural, first person, and past tense, fa'alna. Okay? So the same rule applies here. If I put a noon alif here with this, noon alif here, this will become we provided shade. First person plural in past tense. And if you notice that this is the word in the Quran, this is the way it is written. Okay? Zallalna. We provided shade. And we here is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that when you, Bani Israel, were in the desert, we provided a cover on you, a shade over you, okay, to save you from the intense heat of the desert sun. Okay? So the meaning so far is the wa means and zallalna means we provided shade. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding them that we provided shade. Okay? Now the next word is made of two parts. Allah plus kum. Allah and kum. Allah means on or upon, and kum means you. And you here is a plural. All of you. So when you write down these together, this becomes alaykum. Upon you or over you. Okay. So we provided a shade over you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding Bani Israel that we provided a shade over you or upon you. And you is all of you who were in the desert at that time. Now the next word is al-ghamama. Okay? So the root letters for that word is Ghain, Mim and Mim. These are the root letters for the next words. Ghain, Mim and Mim. Okay? The word that we make from this is Ghamamun. Ghamamun means cloud. The word Ghamamun means a cloud. Okay. Now, if we put al before that, al means the. Al means the, but whenever we put al before a noun, there are two dhammas, one of them goes away, so it becomes al-ghamamu. Al-ghamamu means the cloud. Al-ghamamu means the cloud. Also, I'm just going to recall a rule that I'm going to write it down. If you have a verb here, khalaqa. Khalaqa means he created. Okay. Khalaqa means he created. And this is in English it is a verb. In Arabic it's called fail. In English it is verb. Whenever there is a verb and after verb comes a noun. And here I am going to use the example. Al-insano is a noun. Al-insano means the man. Okay. Al-insano means the man. Now these are two separate words. Khalaqa, he created, which is a verb. What is that he created? Al-insano, which is a noun. The word is al-insano. In Arabic, when we combine a verb and there is a noun after that, what happens? This Dhamma changes into a fatah. It becomes a fatah. Separately, the word is khalaqa and al-insanu. But when you read them together and make a sentence out of it, he created the man. In English, we don't change anything, just write down one after another. In Arabic, one word has effect on the other word. And in this case, the effect is that the last letter has a dhamma, it changes into a fatah.
Insan means the plural, so it's supposed to be like a nation, right?
No, here is a mankind.
So mankind means
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it is singular or plural, but here it is mankind, so you can say insan. Okay. So khalaqal insano becomes khalaqal insana. Okay. The same rule applies here. The word is al-ghamamu and wazallalna. We provided as a verb. Al-ghamamu is a noun. So al-ghamamu will become al-ghamama. Okay? So actual separately the word is al-ghamamu. But when it is coming in the sentence like this, it will change to ghamama because of this verb zallalna. Okay? So this will mean the cloud. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that we provided a shade of the cloud, which means a cloud came and covered them. Okay? Okay, so the next word is wa, which means and. Okay. And after that is anzalna. So this starts with these three letters, noon, zal, noon, za, and nam. Nazala, this means to come down, or to come down. Okay. If we put an alif before that, which is actually hamza like that, anzala, adding another letter alif, its meaning becomes to send down. Okay. Send down means someone else is sending it to you. Anzala means to send down. Nazala means to come down. Anzala means to send down. Okay? Again, we just learned that if you put a na after this will become anzalna. When you put a na, it becomes we and past tense. So meaning will be we sent down. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, we sent down. Wa anzalna, and we sent down.
so if you want to do past tense, when you say anzalna,
It is a past tense. Something was sent down in the past. Wa anzalna.
so means make it past tense.
No. Na. This noon alif.
Na
Fa'alna. Fa'al, this noon alif makes we and past tense both. Okay. First person plural and past tense. All is in one combination na. at the end. Fa'alna means we did. We just learned here, zallalna, we shaded, we provided shade. Anzalna, we sent down.
Because on this Kabir Sarah, so we send down, so that's referring to future. They haven't sent down yet. So
No, anzalna. No, that is nal inna anzalnahu. So when does it say future? It's past. It is past. Inna anzalnahu. Indeed, we sent it down. The meaning is we sent it down. So it's already past. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, again, next word is alaikum, means again upon you, or to you, okay, or for you. In English, you can translate many ways. So let's just use the same words. Upon you. And we sent down upon you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying. What is that we sent down? There are two items of food that's being mentioned here. One is called manna. In English it is called manna. Okay. And what it is? It was some sort of sweet liquid, drops, that came down with the dew in the early part of the day, and they were frozen on the ground. Small seeds type of things, like coriander seeds. And before the sunrise, Bani Israel will go and pick them up. They were in a big quantity. That was like a sweet food for them. Okay, that's manna or manna in English. Okay, so if you put al before that, al means the. Okay, so that's the food. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about the manna. Okay? But when you are reading together, alaykum and al-manna, you do not pronounce this alif in between, this alif here, the fatha. Combine mim with the lam, so alaykumul. Okay. And that's the reason this alif becomes hamzatul wasal, and we change this little swad sign. We put a little swad on it. Now it is not alif anymore. That should be read or recited. Okay. So the pronunciation will be alaykumul manna. We send down upon you the manna. Okay. The other word here is salwa. Salwa. In English it is called quail. It's a bird. It's a small bird. Quail. Bater or ether. Something like that. It's a little bit bigger than pigeon. Okay, flies. So these birds will come and just sit there, and Bani Israel will catch them. So that was food for them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, we send down upon you these two items for eating. Manna and salwa. Okay? So if again you put an al before that, the quail. Okay. And when you read this together, you read as-salwa. Because lam here is not pronounced, because sin is a shamsi letter. So it will be pronounced as salva. Okay? And then when you have a vowel before that, then you don't even pronounce this alif anymore. From was salva. Alif becomes